we're discussing this paper, Industrial Relationship, IR. What is IR? Industrial Relationship we are discussing. And there are many things discussed in this. So you may be wondering what is this trade union, National Commission of Labor, International Labor Organization, ILO. So more or less everyone is doing the same. Their main purpose is to resolve issues between employers and employees, workers and owners. So the objective, the functions are same. So I'm sure you may be confused between trade union, what is National Commission of Labor, what is ILO, International Commission, International Labor Organization. There are three different things we read about. There is some difference between these three. We'll understand then I will introduce a concept which you maybe heard about it earlier. We'll discuss more on that. So these two things we discussed, then we'll take a break. Then after that, I made a point, some of the point for your reference, for your notes. So I'll share that, we'll go through it. So like industrial relationship, why it is important, what are the objectives, what are the functions of IR, all these things in different slide. I made some point. We'll go through it and understand all these things. That will help you for your notes, for your memorization for the exam. That we'll discuss after. So we have designed the class like this today. So let's see the slide. This one, if you see in the screen, trade union, NCL, ILO. The full form is trade union, National Commission of Labor, Industrial Labor Organization, ILO. These three things we discussed in different classes. So what are its objective, why it's created. So for a person like you may be understanding that both are same, all are same. Why there are three things? What NCL is doing, what trade union is doing, what ILO is doing. But their work, their scope, their area of operation is different from each other. So trade union, you remember one thing, trade union is the union within that organization or limited to that organization, or there are some union who are welcoming multiple organization, people from different organization be part of that. So that is trade union. So they collect the issues from the workers, employees. So they figure out the issues, they define the issues. So I have given some differentiation to make you understand. First thing is the full form of all these things. Define the issue and demand what the workers they want. Then they provide recommendation, NCL. Then ILO is making law and standard out of it. Protect the members. Who are the members of the trade union? Who are the workers, the employees who are working in the organization, they are the members. Who are the members of this NCL, National Commission? Trade unions are the members. On the country, this is national level. In country, I told you that government of India has established and formed this NCL, National Commission. They have created this. ILO is international level under United Nations, UN. UN has created this. The parent organization is UN. UN has created ILO. So that will take input from national level, NCA. This is formed in 1868 from Great Britain. So trade union is a very old concept. So it was created from Britain. And the act passed in India 1926. And the National Commission was formed in 1969. That was created by Government of India. And the ILO was created in 1919. That was created by United Nations, UN. So these are the basic differentiation between all these three. So hope you will not confuse. The area of operation and area of work is different from each other. How they operate, how they work. The scope of their work is different. So one is organization level, who are working in the organization. Another is national level, another is international level. So these three, and in theory, in terms, the purpose, the idea is same, to minimize the dispute, the conflict between the workers and the owners. So if you understand, if you read the objective of all these things separately, that is the purpose. But they are doing the same thing in different level, different scope, different ways. Then I was telling another concept, collective bargaining. Collective bargaining, this word maybe you heard many times. And this is an important word. You remember what is collective bargaining? We'll talk about that. And what are the different steps involved and what are different types of collective bargaining. So the name is telling bargaining. That means some discussion. Any discussion happening between the worker and the owner is bargaining, collective bargaining. Suppose you are working in one organization, you have some problem. You will talk to your owner. Your owner will listen or may not listen. So, if the same problem, maybe you will have for another people, or at least 5, 6 people will have the same problem. So, what you will do? You will join all and take the case to the owner. So that will have more bargaining hold from your party. If you alone go to the owner and fight, that will not help. So collective bargaining means any bargaining happening between workers and owners in a collective way. So you are not alone fighting, not talking. Suppose you want some canteen in the workplace, in the factory. If you go and demand your owner, so your owner may not listen. But if you go and if you demand the same thing, you from all the workers, on behalf of all the workers, 50, 60 or 100, collectively, then maybe your voice will be more, so your demand will be listened. So that is known as collective bargaining. So whenever you are demanding or raising your voice, instead of doing it alone, you are raising collectively. So this is one important concept, important word. Once you understand, maybe it will be easy. So, what are the different steps of collective bargaining? So this can happen from employer side, from the employee side. Suppose you are working in a factory, so you have a team of employees, worker. So maybe 100 people or 1,000 people, but you have some employer who is giving you work. So maybe 5, 6 people. So you have some demand. You are going for a bargaining. So how you are going, what are the teams, what will happen in that, those steps will discuss how collective bargaining happens. First thing will prepare yourself for the negotiation, what you are going to talk, prepare the team, prepare your representative, who is out of 100, you are 100, will you are not sending all 100 people. So maybe 3, 4 people you are selecting. Management is selecting another 2, 3 people, whatever they are meeting together, they are discussing. So these 3, 4 people, what you are selecting, they have some specified skill. They knows how to bargain. They knows how to talk, and they should have all rights to talk, decide. Suppose in the discussion, in the decision, they're talking something. They have to decide something. They should have all rights, and they should understand the problem. So you have all the skills when you are preparing the team for negotiation. That is the first step. What are the discussion point? What you are going to talk? Who are going to talk? So you are representative. So from the employee side, from the employer side, who are going to talk, whether they knows everything, all in and out of the system. If you are sending someone, he is talking, but he doesn't know. Suppose you have a issues for canteen, you are raising the voice to the management, we need a canteen. But the management wants something cross check and asking you why you need a canteen. You are not able to say that. You should have the problem on your fingertips. You should tell why you need, why you demand this. So that is the first step. You are preparing yourself what negotiation you are going to have. Second step is demand, key demand. What are the, you are making a list, what are the things you are raising? Like I said, canteen is one of your demand. Or salary. Your people are getting less salary. Your people are not getting overtimes. Like that. Or something, some issues you are preparing. So you are making a list of all the demands. What the demand you are going to raise. Then you are putting all these things. The first two step is your preparation. You are preparing what to demand, what to talk, and you are preparing the team who are going to talk, who are the people going to represent you. So these two steps. Then third step is negotiation. Negotiation is when what you are going to talk with the management. Suppose you have 2, 3 issues what I discussed. So how you are going to talk? So there are different mechanisms, there are approach. So one is piecemeal approach, one is total approach. What is piecemeal approach? What is total approach? So whenever you are negotiating in piecemeal approach, you will talk one by one. Suppose canteen was one issue, wage is one issue, overtime is one issue. You are specifically talking one by one issues and deciding what discussion happened, what you want, what management want. So we are making a note of it. That is piecemeal issue, piecemeal approach of negotiation. The total approach is overall you are deciding something, the management is saying something and deciding something. That is overall approach, total approach. So each approach has different advantages, disadvantages, pros and cons. will not read all these things, but you know, in a very brief note, you remember piecemeal approach is discussing all the issues, all the demand in one by one. Total approach is all together the management is listening and deciding something. That is total approach. Bargaining strategy. When you are talking all this, there are different factors which is controlling, influencing the bargaining. Suppose time, nature of demand, situation. All these are different factors. You are talking about the salary, wage. So that time is not good for the management to talk about wage. That is the time where the business is down or the market is down or they are not making good profit. Nature of demand is was financial or non-financial. What kind of demand you are making? Situation. Situation is the company is in loss, company is not doing good profit, or company is in good profit. So your demand they will listen. They will ask the people how what is the mood of the management. So it's all depends. All these factors controlling and influencing the bargaining strength. Suppose you are talking something and the management has more power on it or more holding on it to bargain. Sometimes some discussion the employees has more holding on this, more power on this. The employees can control. So it depends who has more holding on the bargaining power. So that is the strategy of bargaining. For example, I was talking about canteen. If the company thinks that it's very easy to have a canteen in the organization, they have the building, they have the establishment, they have the infrastructure. Only thing they have to give contract. So with minimal effort, minimal expenditure, they can introduce a canteen. So there could be easy way to accept this by management. So that means they are in a good position. So your demand will be listened. Suppose in other side, the management is thinking to operate a canteen, they have to build a building, they have to do all these things, they have to invest a lot. They are saying no to it. So, so you'll understand how your demand is going to impact the owner. So all this knowledge, the team, what I said in the first point, would should have what the company is working and what the company has to do to execute the demand. So all these things you should understand and the team should understand before the bargaining. So those factors actually influencing the bargaining strategy. So once you discuss and negotiate and something is concluded, then it will convert into agreement. Agreement is the fifth step. Suppose the company is agreeing to operate a canteen. So he has decided. So it will be one agreement between the employees and the employer. Then agreement will be signed by both the party and circulated by everyone. So everyone should know. So that is one step. When you are completing your bargaining, you are negotiating, then it will convert into agreement. So once agreement is done, the final step is to administer the agreement. That means you are observing whether the what is written in the agreement is actually followed or not. Everything will be written in the agreement. What needs to be done, when it was done, the timelines, how it will be doing the company, how it will be done. So all these things will be observed by the the team who is going to negotiate. So that is called administration of the agreement. So once the agreement is done, the final step is to administer, to see how the negotiation is happening. So these are the steps: preparing the team, preparing the demand, negotiation, bargaining, agreement, and administration agreement. These are the steps for collective bargaining. Types of bargaining: conjunctive bargaining. What is conjunctive bargaining? Conjunctive bargaining is a little bit of selfishness. So that means who are bargaining? The main two party, the employer and employee, the worker and owner. When both the party are thinking about themselves, the employer are not thinking about the employer is not thinking about the employee. Suppose I am demanding the canteen, I am thinking about my benefits. So my people are going to utilize the canteen, going to eat in the canteen. I'm not thinking anything from the company. Company has to spend some money, what they have to do. So that means I am only thinking from my side. I'm not thinking from other side. And same thing happens from the owner side. Owner is not thinking whether the employees are facing problem, they need a canteen. Owners is only thinking that I have to spend this, I have to run a canteen, all these things. So they're not thinking from the other side of the problem. They're only thinking from that is called conjunctive bargaining. In that type of bargaining, when the persons are thinking individually their own interests, their own benefits, that is called conjunctive bargaining. Exactly opposite in the integrated bargaining. Integrated bargaining, so mutually, whenever I am demanding something, I also understand what the other person is going through. So I also understand how much they are spending and what is the trouble they are facing, all this. And the same thing when the owner is accepting a demand from the workers, they also understand what benefits workers are getting, what welfare he is giving to the workers. So both the party will understand each other. That is integrated bargaining. They understand mutually from each other's interest. Another type of bargaining is productivity. In this type of bargaining, the employees or the work owners, they think if they give money, if they give wages, if they give good package to the people, they will work a lot. They will increase the productivity. Once the productivity will increase, the production will increase. Once the production will increase, the profit will increase. They always have that kind of uh, perception. When they increase the productivity, increase the financial benefits to the employee will work more, the profit will be more, so the business will go on. So that is one type of bargaining. When these are different pattern, so when you understand the pattern, so it will be useful for the people to continue the bargaining. So productivity is one. So another is composite bargaining. Composite bargaining is some owners, they don't talk anything about financial matters, not salary. If you talk about benefits, if you talk about the transportation, if you talk about the problem the employees are facing, the work environment, they will discuss, they will do it better. But they don't want to talk anything about wages, salary. So that type of bargaining is called composite bargaining. When you know that your bargaining authority is composite, so you have to put the case differently. So that is what this is something different from different situation, different companies, different demand. So it depends on the nature of demand, what type of people are there. So based on that, our bargaining style. So the first step when you are preparing the bargaining team is very important that they should have enough knowledge, enough awareness, what they are going to talk, to whom they are going to talk, how they are going to talk, all these things. So you understand this concept, collective bargaining. This is one very important concept. You will understand, you will read everywhere, whether it's a trade union or national commission or international labor organization. Everyone does this collective bargaining. So this term is important. So these six steps you read it, you remember it. Then what are the types of bargaining? Remember it. This is very important for your exam things. After that, I told you that there are few things we'll discuss in trade union, like what is trade union, what are the objective of trade union, what are the functions of trade union. So those things we already discussed earlier. Now I made some points which will help you to make some notes. We'll discuss that. We'll take a break, quick break now. After that, we'll discuss all these slides. Maybe after 5 minutes, we'll join in the same link. Thank you.
Thank you.